Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Galey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, everyone. Beautiful to be here with you all. We are talking about the Divine Goddess today and how we can access the Divine Goddess to create overflow and sufficiency. My guest today is Maria Martinez, and Maria is a human potential activator, a money energy alchemist. I know many of us would like to learn how we change our energy, shift our energy around money. It is the prana of the earth plane. We're going to talk about that, but we're also going to focus on how, again, to access the Divine Goddess. We know the Goddess is returning to our planet, and it is beautiful to share with our guests today. Maria, welcome to Quantum Conversations. Oops, you're muted, sister.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. This is so much fun, and it's so much fun to play in this frequency of having it all, creating, manifesting. I love it. Thank you for having me.
Well, this topic is really timely. We've really been chatting about it a lot lately and feeling the frequencies of the Divine Feminine. So we're going to hear about the Divine Goddess and how you are activated and lifted by the Divine Goddess. Share with us first your awakening story. What was that like in your life?
It was actually very interesting. I would say that I've been awake pretty much since I was very young, early, maybe I came in awake. I remember working with my guides and my angels since the age about 5.
Really?
At first, I didn't really know, that there was a difference. It was very familiar to me. So very early on, I'd had interaction, communication, conversations with my guides, my angels, and started doing this work as well. My very early work was freeing souls. And again, I wasn't really aware of what I was doing. It was sort of a natural thing until when you get older, you start to discern more the difference. And then I realized, wow, this is interesting. And then I had a conversation with my mom, and she said, yeah, we come from a lineage of shaman and spiritual people, curanderos. So it was just really interesting. I wasn't always on my path, especially after they discovered that I was awakened and had these gifts. They actually kind of feared for me, for my safety, because they said, you're too young, you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a mentor. So they encouraged me not to share it with people.
Your guide.
My parents.
So when you were, I just want to back up here, because when you were that young girl at 5, I mean, you recall around that age of working with your guides, were they just there as friends, or was there something going on in your life that you needed? Like, did you look out at the world and see that it wasn't right or aligned? What was going on there to cause that?
I think there was a number of things. I mean, a lot of the times when you realize that awakening, or you go to that awakening, is there's a change. So I moved here from Mexico. So that was a big change, transition. And I was doing also some internal healing from some abuse as well, that I wasn't aware but created separation for myself. And I think that's when they started to come in to really support me with that, not really being aware of myself, but they gave me connection. They gave me comfort. They were the light in that moment that was necessary and needed.
And they helped you remember the connection and the beauty. Okay, good. All right. So then your parents said, whoa, tone it down a little bit. What age were you at that age? Were you in elementary?
I was early teen. I would say I was probably 11, 10, 11, when I started sharing with them, this is what's happening, this is what I'm seeing, this is who's visiting me. And they said, well, they weren't surprised. They were more cautious. They were, the way they saw this was from fear because they had experiences, traumatic experiences. So they didn't want to put me in a situation where I wasn't going to be able to know what to do. And since they weren't in the practice, they weren't able to support me. So they said, just hold on until you have somebody that can guide you. But it wasn't holding on. I wasn't able to turn it off the way they asked me to. So it actually, as I continue, especially come into puberty, it amplified. So those years were very difficult because, and even through college, that was the next transition. I left home. So again, it was another sort of shock in the environment. So those two events really created, I need to do something about this. I was in different dimensions all the time. I had different visitors all the time, both earthbound and galactic, and lower dimension. So it was kind of taking over my life.
Yes. Okay. So I just want to go into that a little bit more. So, so these experiences, all dimensions. So your guides were there. Did you see ghosts and disincarnates?
Yes. Yes. I've been clairvoyant ever since I can remember. So, and I saw them right next, like standing next to me. It wasn't like inside my, and so I see both in my mind side and outside in my physical life.
Did that ever freak you out? No.
Only when they came in and they were threatening or taunting. So one of the, and this is actually an important piece to remember, especially when you don't have the tools or support. When they can see that you're of the light and you have a big mission, they could interfere with you. So that's what I was having. Like, nobody can help you, nobody can understand you, no one's going to be there for you. So it was like telling me, give it up, give it up. And that was the only scary part, with the communication or the messages that they were giving me. And actually, I see a lot of that in that age group, and especially in the puberty years when kids are awakened to their gifts, and they can see, sense, feel everything, and it's amplified tenfold, and they're not sure what's happening or the communication they're receiving. A lot of times they think they're hallucinating, or they have some mental disorder, like schizophrenia or something like that. Fortunately, I had parents that knew what was going on. And in my years in college, I think it was my first year in college, I came home and I told my mom, I have to do something about this because I have no mastery over it. It just happens when it happens, and it's not focused. It's kind of running my life. So we did have somebody in our life at the time, a mentor. So we talked to her, and she said, sure, I'll start helping you develop your tools, develop your better connection with source, be able to turn it on and turn it off when you desire, so that you have more mastery over it. And that was the beginning of really developing my skills from a mastery perspective.
From a mastery perspective, I just think it's beautiful that you were aware, and it makes us think about the younger generation and the kids and the teenagers, and how so many shut it down. So many of us shut this down. Mm-hmm. So then as you developed it and began to work with it, what did you do? Did you set healthy boundaries? Did you learn how to eliminate people, beings, the lesser, lower level beings?
Yeah, that's actually what we started to do. We started eliminating interferences. It took me some time to really embody that gift because of the other information that you have, right? When your parents have expectations, society has expectations, you see what's happening in the environment, and you set expectations for yourself. So I became very driven in achievement, in school, career, all of that. So that actually took me away from my spirituality, but I still had that background, that kind of in the background. I didn't quite practice it, but I did have the tools to clear things. I did have the tools to send things away, or I wasn't, it wasn't a career that I stepped into immediately. It actually, I stepped into that after my kids were born and after my divorce. And it was because, there was some healing to do. And again, that the next level of sort of shock and noticing that you're out of alignment and coming back to your alignment. Although those years of achievement, they are part of the foundation of what I do now, the business, the wealth consciousness, the self-actualization. So it was, even though that was the route that I took, it still ended up being perfect because I came to find that balance of spirituality, business, being in the world, but not of the world, and working, developing that awareness and moving into higher states of consciousness and becoming more of a creator versus being at the effect of life, the environment, expectation, stories of others.
Yes, I love that. What a beautiful awakening story. And here it is, it's all your life, and yet you come full circle back to it from a master level. So it's beautiful. And so as we talk about the divine goddess today and how to access the divine goddess, can you share why this is so important now and how the divine goddess energy has helped you in your life?
Yes. At first, I want to start by saying that we are both masculine and feminine. So if there are any gentlemen listening, this is also for you. We are both masculine and feminine, and we have access to the creative nature. We have access to the abundance. We have access to overflow and sufficiency and unconditional love, the more nurturing part of ourselves, which is the divine goddess, cosmic mother. And of course, we have that other side of us, which is the masculine, which is what I played for so long in corporate America, competition, drive, all of that. And the reason this became so important to access was because I was too far into the masculine. I was, just working too hard. And when I started coming back into that balance of the divine feminine, I started to connect more to joy, more to happiness, and creating a healing environment for myself, mind, body, and spirit became easier because I wasn't projecting out and I wasn't looking out into the world and trying to live in the world. I came back home to me. And in doing so, I would say something magical happened, and that many times feels like a slow movement forward, but actually it's a quantum leap forward. And that quantum leap was self-love, was a self-acceptance, was a non-judgment. And in creating that space of unconditional love, loving kindness, and compassion, that part of myself, the nurturing abundance really became activated, because I moved from efforting and trying to prove myself in the world to I am. And as I moved into the space of I am and continued to embody that I am, life just became different. I could see the reality changing before my eyes, to ease and grace, to just things happening in such flow, synchronicities, opportunities, kindness. I moved into the awareness of what I had been creating, and realizing that I was the master creator of that. And in this awareness of myself and self-acceptance, then that allowed me to shift what I was creating from a place of love, from a place of compassion, from a place of loving kindness, and really leaning into that part of myself, the goddess energy of creation, of nurturing, of unconditional love. Really changed, I think, everything. It added more, just amplified everything. Like I said, it was like a quantum leap forward. And I feel that for everyone to find that balance is so important, because when we are too far into the masculine, we tend to worry more, because we tend to see what's out there and where we fit in out there, versus everything I need is already within me. Everything I ever desire, I already have, and I'm just allowing it to manifest, right? So it's a different approach to creating. It's a different approach to being and living. And it creates so much more ease. You accelerate abundance, accelerate prosperity, accelerate your healing, you accelerate your self-actualization. So I think it's beautiful to be in awareness and to be in that space of balance and connection with the divine goddess. And when I say divine goddess, it's not like a deity or an archetype. It's that part of you that is love and compassion and loving kindness and creation that just is, and it's continuously in overflow.
Yes, I love that. It really sounds like a surrender to love, a surrender to love. And you said the key word, self-love, self-acceptance. I want to go into that word a little bit, and non-judgment. I wrote those down along with the word balance, because something about the acceptance on a universal level, on an energetic level, when we accept something, accept our life as it is, that creates a tremendous shift. And so I was just talking with a very good friend the other day about this, and she was sharing that one of her friends, when she took inventory of her life and accepted that she was just going to live in this apartment and this is what it's going to be, and she stopped forcing, she stopped pressing, then everything changed. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Everything changed. The love of her life came into the picture, like within days. And so, and she didn't do much for it. She didn't push for it. So for those who are listening and watching now and dealing with an issue that just may seem like a struggle, whether it's health, a diagnosis, or whether it's financial, or whether it's just something in their energy field, what would you say on the power of acceptance, or how would we begin to accept, bring in self-love, be non-judgmental about it? Do you have any tips for us?
Yes, well, the key is forgiveness, right? In order for us to accept where we are, we need to forgive ourselves. Because when we hold on to the past, we're living in the past. So we're not living in the moment. We're not allowing ourselves to be in the moment to be able to create forward. And if we're living in the past, then we're creating from the past and projecting that past into the future. So we keep moving in this sort of looping cycle of the things that we really don't want. So we're trying to run away from that, but we're bringing it so much into the future that that's what we're creating. And when we can forgive ourselves, that is such a beautiful gift that we give to ourselves. We give ourselves a clean slate. We reset the button to start over. And when we can do that, that's the acceptance, right? So once we forgive ourselves, then we can say, from this moment, not from the past, not for what I want in the future, from this moment. And from this moment, then we can start creating that canvas. From this moment, I love myself. From this moment, I accept myself. From this moment, I feel joy, or I'm grateful. So these are the things that we're sprinkling into the canvas that we're creating for our future. So we're not living in the future, we're living in the moment, but now we're choosing joyful, high vibrational things into the future. And also, when we forgive, we're releasing ourselves and we're releasing others. So we're detangling ourselves from that event or from that situation or from that person. So now we have more space to create, right? Now they have more space to create. Now we're also releasing some of that karma that we have with them. We're releasing that entanglement. So we're moving more into freedom, more into joy, more into sovereignty. And then when we can go down that path and we start being in the moment and accepting what is, we're also moving into responsibility, which is mastery, right? We're moving into, I am the creator, I'm creating this. And from how I feel, from what I think, from how I relate to it is. So in that awareness, again, you can deconstruct and reconstruct the life that you want to live. And it gives you the power. It gives you so much power when you can say, ooh, okay, I don't really like this color here in this canvas. Let me change it to a lighter color or a brighter color. Ooh, this didn't really quite turn out the way I wanted it to. How about if, I move this here and I move this there? But you're doing it from the place of awareness and observation, not from being in the pain.
Well, I would love for our Zoom audience to interact with us, interact with Maria, because if you've got questions on your life and an issue in your life, we'd love to help analyze this and help you make that shift. All right, so it's really being present, isn't it? It's really being present and shifting into a vibration in this now moment. And I want to share a quick story about forgiveness and self-forgiveness. I think that's key, self-forgiveness. Of course, forgiving others is really important as well, but forgiveness of self. There was a guy, Rick Paris. He's been on this show a couple of times. He was hit by two cars in one afternoon, one right after the other, boom, boom, as he was running across a highway. He was dead, pronounced dead for 20 some minutes. He took a journey. He had done shamanic practicing. And as he was in that death realm, he knew what to do. And the first thing that he did was forgive himself. Forgive himself for getting in that situation. He had multiple broken bones, but the next morning, he walked out of the hospital. He walked out of the hospital.
Amazing.
And so that is an amazing story of his consciousness and his ability to shift and change things in that moment. But it's really interesting when, we don't want to make this sound trite, like, oh, it's just as easy as self-love and self-forgiveness. But we want to illustrate the power of those words and the power of those energies and holding that frequency. How would we begin to hold the frequency? So, we could often get so close to maybe achieving it, but something comes and knocks us off kilter again. And we tend to put so much trust in the doubt and the worry rather than the vibration that we're trying to achieve. Are there ways that we can hold that vibration?
Yes. And I want to add something to what you said about forgiveness. Actually, there's another step to forgiveness. So you forgive the person or the situation, you forgive yourself, and then you ask for forgiveness. Because we are in this, what happens on this journey happens from the place of inviting or enrolling our soul family into our evolution. So we have sort of these karmic contracts with our soul family, or soul contracts with our soul family. We are teaching them, they're teaching us, even if it's just in that moment or in that situation. So when we forgive ourselves, forgive them, and forgive what happened, so again, it's 3 steps, then we're actually moving from the victim to creator. Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you for expressing that contract. We're complete today. That's the forgiveness. So you're letting go of that, and now you're able to move forward. And that was an indication, being able to get out and walk out, that was complete. Whatever lesson learning in that moment was complete. And it's also faith, right? Trusting, believing in the divine, believing in yourself, believing in that higher power. So that actually brings me to the second question that you asked. How do we do that? When we're in a situation and then something comes in and knocks us out of our balance or alignment, well, that is the connection that you have to you. And a good practice to do that is to practice coming into the center of the head and connecting to the light, or practice coming into your heart space and connecting to the light in your heart, connecting the center of the head, the authority, the place of sovereignty, the place of ownership, you owning your body, your mind, your spirit, and connecting that to your heart as well, you and love and the higher vibrations, and even moving that light into the power center. Now you're connecting it to the powerful areas of you and your embodiment. So whenever those situations happen and you move into that practice, you're continuously coming back to trust and faith and divine partnership. You're continuously coming back to expanding or stepping out of that situation and being in the middle of it, to looking at it and looking at what's the learning here. what is the lesson here? And instead of looking at it at, oh my gosh, something wrong is happening, looking at it as an opportunity. What is the opportunity for me? What is the breakthrough? Again, we're creating everything. So if that happened, to take you off balance, instead of feeling like life is not working for me, source is not on my side, you can look at it as, wow, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to break through that old version of myself, that old pattern, that old way of thinking. So what is there here for me to learn so I can now integrate it? And that is the completion of that cycle. That is the completion of that pattern. That is the completion of that karmic cycle as well.
Wow. Okay, beautiful. I really love it. And it's really moving again from that victim to the creator.
Mhm.
And it may sound simple, but as we put it into our life, it's not so easy. So I would recommend that those who are in any situation in our life, we just be very present, right? Just be very present and bring these principles in and remember them, because there will be great shifts. I've done this with money as well. The energy around money, where we just want it so much that we're actually pushing it away, right? And so when we shift the energy around that, and there's games that we can play around money, we can talk more about that too, but that's really important to remember in our life, is that this surrender to love, surrender to the essence that we are, where it's a requirement now that things must get spiritual. Would you agree?
Yes. So there's the surrender, and so there's the letting go, right? Is that taking that leap of faith. And there's also choice. So we also engage the mind. The mind you get to decide. You get to decide today is a new day. And
Right.
also the practice, the behavior, right? Today I practice making it a practice every morning just to be with yourself, connect to yourself. So now you're engaging parts of your body or areas of yourself that manifest and move you forward in your alignment. And that practice could be very easy, just coming into a place of stillness, coming into the center of the head, and just being there, feeling yourself, knowing yourself in that place, the place of love and authority, the place of divine power, the place of your connection, your ultimate truth. And then coming into the heart, or just simply working with the center of the head. So you can spend time going through your systems, your chakra systems, energy systems, or just in the head and in the center of the heart. But it's you being loving toward yourself, you recognizing yourself as love, as light, as creation. And that is the connection that you're making. And the more you spend time there, the more you feel empowered, the more you feel resilient and more certain about what you're creating and how life is evolving for you, is unfolding for you. And as you continue that practice, making choices, good, healthy choices, becomes easier. Being in awareness or noticing what's happening around you and moving into the higher awareness becomes easier, as well as choosing in the moment to be present.
Your words as you're speaking is truly an activation for all of us. We're feeling this choice right here, right now, this elevation right here, right now. And that's why I love this. And this is why we have this channel. You're a podcaster as well. And this is our work. And we are striving to encourage all people, light workers watching and listening to this, to step into these roles. We have a whole world to wake up in this sense, or to assist in this sense. And so I just honor you, Maria, for this work, and thank you for it. And wow, it really is beautiful. So
Thank you.
I would like to say, I would like you to offer an example, because listening, we're following right along with what you're saying, and it feels just so luscious and so good. But let's do a practice. Can you lead us on a journey? And I can say, let's see. Okay, Destiny. Destiny is here and says, I love Maria. She's helped me immensely throughout the years. Beautiful. Destiny says, I choose to align in right relationship with the Christ. Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Randy. We love you too. And you, Randy, touch our hearts. You absolutely do. Susan shares, I've been trying to accept what is, but find it so hard to do. So perhaps based on our audience in this now moment and being abundant, and you know what a big question of the day is stepping into our new earth service roles. I hear this a lot. People are ready to leave the old behind. How can we tune in so deeply and strongly, let's say, or deeply, to trust our inner essence and the guidance that we're receiving from within and from the higher realms on our next path forward? And I know the divine goddess is there, the cosmic mother. That energy is something to connect to as well. So that would be beautiful if you could lead us on a little journey like that. Is that possible?
Yes, absolutely. And what I want to say before we get started, everything that you described, the abundance, self-actualization, gifts, sharing, contribution to the world, comes from the place of yourself, your connection with self. So when you come back to the place of self, you become very abundant. It just happens because you're in that place of creation, love, loving kindness, and compassion, divine grace. So that is a beautiful overflow of energy that happens. From that place, when you set the intention of what you desire, you're already resonating in abundance. So when you envision what you desire from there, you're already attracting that. So we're going to do that practice that I've been talking about, connecting to self and connecting to the heart space, because that is the key. That is the key to having it all, having the life that you desire, accessing your gifts and your talents, being of contribution in the world, and creating your empire, your divine wealth, your wealth legacy, everything that you desire. And also, it also reminds us that it's already within us, right? It's not outside. Yes, we take guided action, we follow our guidance. But when we think that it's outside, we start efforting, we start competing, we start working hard, and we start forgetting that part of us that's actually everything that we already need. So the practice today, it's beautiful, powerful, and can be very simple to do. And the more you do it, the more you will find that you're in this overflow of having it all. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by taking a few deep breaths. And we're going to relax into the body. And what we're doing with the breath, what we're really doing is we're expanding our awareness. We're moving out of our own way. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And we're surrendering to any gifts, any blessings, or all blessings, all gifts that we can, or able, or willing to experience now in this moment. So go ahead and take one more deep breath. You're amplifying your space to come into the stillness, or to the place of stillness. So come into the center of the head. And you will notice that while you're in the center of the head, there are no real thoughts happening. You're not entertaining any thoughts. You're just being. You're in this space, just being, just sitting in the center of your head, the command center, in your authority, the place of ownership, the place of sovereignty. And this is where you're connecting to your higher self, to your soul, to your spirit, to your energy, to your mind, your emotional body, and your physical body. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. You're saying, I am here. And in this journey, I choose to be sovereign. In this journey, I choose to be the authority in my life, of my life. And in this moment, I honor my temple, my physical body, my awareness. I recognize my state of consciousness. And in recognizing where you are, you create the opportunity to ascend, to transcend, to overcome, to embody more of your divine power. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. Noticing the light in the center of the head, and notice the color. Blue, white color. And go ahead and make your way to the light. You can stand right next to it or right under it, and just feel the presence of the light. Presence of the light above you, next to you, all around you. Surrendering into this moment. Surrendering to receive, to know, to experience. Take a moment to know and feel what this feels like. To be in the presence. To be in the presence of creation, source, universe, divine intelligence. To be in the state of awakening. And notice the difference within you. Your level of certainty is increasing. Your level of confidence is increasing. Your joy is amplifying. You recognize more of yourself. Clarity is coming in, focus is coming in. One more deep breath. And go ahead and amplify the light. And as you amplify the light, it's expanding all through the center of the head, your eyes, your brain, your crown, your access portal, your mouth and throat. So you're connecting it to your other senses. So you're bringing your senses into alignment, a new vibrational alignment. You're connecting your energy centers to this new awareness, the new state of consciousness that you're in. Now, as you're doing this, go ahead and hold your intention, whether it's money, love, self-healing, self-actualization, whatever that may be, bring that intention in and give it to Source, give it to God, give it to universe. This or something better. So you're just going to hold the intention through this process. One more deep breath. And notice the light shining through. You are becoming light. And as the light moves down into the throat, you're moving into alignment, into integrity. Integrity with this new way of looking at yourself in the world. And it's opening up your ability to speak your truth, know your truth, and to the power of your word, and to manifesting from the power of your word. Declaring, stating, decreeing, choosing. One more deep breath. Go ahead and expand the light down into your heart space. And as you move down into your heart space, feel yourself dropping, surrendering, allowing your heart to expand, to receive what you're ready to receive, to know what you're ready to know, to experience, feel whatever you're ready to experience. One more deep breath. And if you feel a little bit of a blockage in the back of your heart, just set the intention that you're allowing the light in, and it's going to work itself through, clearing those blocks. One more deep breath. And at the moment, you don't need to know what they are. You're just in the space of receiving, in the space of allowing, in the space of your goddess, God, nature. One more deep breath. You're in the space of unconditional love, compassion for yourself, compassion for the divine being that you are, compassion for the divine human, compassion for your journey, compassion for the road ahead, compassion for your lessons and learnings. Go ahead and take another deep breath and really feel into that compassion for yourself. Feel into loving kindness, You may even experience some parts of yourself, all parts of yourself coming forth. So go ahead and invite them to come into the space of compassion and loving kindness. There's no judgment, no criticism. It's just simply love, grace, giving, accepting. One more deep breath. Allowing. And again, take a moment to really feel into each of these frequencies that you're experiencing now. Allow them to expand and fill all the spaces within your heart space, front and back. One more deep breath. And as you feel into these frequencies, amplify frequencies, feel into the knowing, the familiarity. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And as you continue to clear and allow, amplify all those emotions of self-love, self-acceptance, compassion, loving kindness. So you know the place to return to in the future. So you know the place to return to when life doesn't go your way. So that you know the place to find comfort in, to find connection, to find rejuvenation. One more deep breath. So that you know the place where you belong, the place of acceptance, the place to invite your parts into, your little ones, your inner children. One more deep breath. Feel the alignment, the certainty, even like a vector from your heart space moving forward, like a light shining out, defining your path forward. Because you said yes to you. You said yes to this connection with yourself, to remembering yourself as creation, remembering yourself as divine power, divine grace, divine love. And go ahead and move now, expand the light into the power center, to your divine power, to your divine purpose. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. The feel that moves you forward in your soul's purpose. The fire within you that moves you forward, drives you forward. The conviction, the resolve, the resilience within you. The radical self-belief, the radical self-trust. One more deep breath. Go ahead and drop into that space. And you may even want to place your hand there, one in your heart, one in your power center, to make that connection, to know yourself, feel yourself, take ownership of that part of you. You're moving into full embodiment, full ownership of yourself, your body, your mind, your temple. You as the authority, you as creation, you as the creator, the mighty manifester. One more deep breath. You're moving into self-mastery, self-actualization. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. From this place, you can stay there, or you can choose to move the light down into your creative center, your abundant flow. You can come here into the nurturing part of yourself, and the nutrient part of yourself that nourishes your soul, your body, your mind, that births ideas and creation. One more deep breath. The womb, your reproductive system. Go ahead and take one more deep breath and connect to that lightness there. There's the lightness. There's a joy. There's abundant flow. There's infinite possibility. There's pure potentiality. this pure probability. Go ahead and take one more deep breath and really connect to that. Some of you may feel an expansion in the back of that center, your creative center, as we're moving into this overflow and sufficiency. Beautiful. Beautiful. And go ahead and spend a little bit of time there by going deeper, amplifying. Again, holding your intention, dropping it in, moving it down to the creative center, to your passion, your abundance, you as creation, you as creative flow, you as divine goddess, cosmic goddess. One more deep breath. Some of you may experience an activation there now. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And then bring it down to your core, your root chakra. Your root chakra is the bridge to the 3D. It's the bridge, is taking steps forward. So we're gonna come down, bring the light down into the root chakra. And this is us saying, here and now. Here and now, I manifest this here and now. This is also you embracing yourself as a divine human on your journey and your connection with Mother Earth, connecting to the resources available to you in this 3D, available to you in your divine partnership with Mother Earth. So let's go ahead and make that bridge. Let's walk down that bridge, recognize that bridge. And as you recognize that bridge, you're also building the foundation of your new reality. You're building the foundation of what you're now creating from this new place of connection, self-awareness, sovereignty, authority, certainty, flow. And go ahead and take one more deep breath. And in this place, you already are everything that you desire. You are abundant, prosperous. You're gifted, your value, your self-worth. You're more than enough. You're healthy, full of vitality. You're recognizing yourself as you are and then bridging it in to manifest it in the 3D. So go ahead and come down, walk through that bridge. And it may even feel like extending your legs, like you've been sitting on your higher part of your body. And now you're extending your legs and connecting, touching base with Mother Earth. So go ahead and do that. And as you place your feet firmly on the ground, notice your platform lighting up in gold, as if Mother Earth, as if humanity, as if the universe was waiting for you to claim your stake, claim your space, claim your existence, claim your life, claim your gifts, claim your fortune. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. So this is a celebration. Beautiful. Go ahead and enjoy that. Just feel into that, celebrate, be in gratitude of it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is a beautiful practice. You can access your divine feminine here. You can access the divine masculine. You can access your energy centers. You can access your higher self. You can access creation within you. You can access divine light and divine intelligence within you. You can amplify your intention to manifest a new reality. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And notice how you feel. More certain, more aware, more present, more grounded, more clear, more supported, full of love, more intentional, full of possibility. One more deep breath. Go ahead and bring all of that into the present moment now. All of that into your current present awareness. One more deep breath. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It is done. It is done. It is done. So be it. Namaste.
So beautiful. That is unlocking us, our essence from within us. And actually, it felt like multi-dimensional embodiment, multi-dimensional embodiment. And there's such a peace there. There's an empowerment there. And so holding this frequency, I invite all of those watching and listening to return to this practice, to do it every day. Listen to this again, watch it again. Really get this and know it, because this is a master level. As we've described before, this is mastery. This is beautiful. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. Wonderful.
I know we've made a shift, and that's really important in the lives of all those who are joining us, because we can turn around and assist others as well. So thank you. Thank you, Cherie, for your hearts and prayer hands. Taro says, Maria, you are such a wise and genuine woman, a real curandera.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And so this is the work that you do. This is the healing that you bring. This is the activation that you bring. And it's your mission to assist as many as you can. And you're a beautiful guide as you've brought forward your gifts. You've retained your gifts and you're helping others. And we want to share on your special offer, because it's all about abundance and the divine goddess energy and wealth consciousness, and a really great tool. It's really full of beautiful activations and recordings, MP3s that people can use many times to really shift and turn things around in their life, to really anchor into this essence that we are, to unlock this essence, to embody this essence. So I'm going to put the link in our chat box and in the description box wherever people are watching and listening to this. Go ahead and share with us. There's 2 packages here. They're quite beautiful and really great values. So share with us what those include.
Yes. Let me go to that. As we're moving to that, what I want to say about today's practice is that the practice today is the power foundation to what we're creating in abundance and prosperity, to move into the state of wealth consciousness. To create what we desire is to shift into that state of consciousness that then resonates, that attracts what we truly desire. So we move it out of the sort of the everything that's happening around us, the confusion, the chaos, into clarity of who we are, into clarity of us as creation and creators. And in that knowing, then we can access higher states of wealth consciousness. We can move into being opulent, affluent. So let me go ahead and look at what I have here. And the way it's set up is you can listen to all the MP3s in any order. But the way it's set up is to continuously amplify you. So the first package begins with a couple of bonuses. And you said it, and this is actually really the way I work, is I work at the multidimensional level. So I do address the multidimensional parts of yourself, and this is the way it's set up. So the bonuses begin with the healing chamber, and what that is a beautiful place where you can go and begin to heal the physical, energetic, and spiritual body, so that you can upgrade that to match what you desire. Right? So as an example, if we want to hold the frequency for $100 million, but we're currently at 50, there's a place, there's a track, there's a gap that we need to sort of close. And the MP3s are meant to do that, are meant to take you from where you are to get you where you need to be to resonate with what you desire. So we begin with healing your body, then amplifying your abundance, gratitude, and prosperity, balancing the masculine and feminine. We talked about that today, the importance of depending on what we're working on, what do we want to lean into, or what's the balance? And the balance is not 50-50, by the way. The balance is what is needed in the moment with whatever project we're working on. Sometimes we need a little bit more drive, so we lean into the masculine, and that would be the balance. Sometimes we need more creative energy, so we lean into the feminine, that would be the balance. So finding the balance in the moment. And then the next MP3 is Healing River, is actually going into it's a beautiful process where you go into beautiful crystalline water of creation, and you begin to release some of the old layers and some of the old physical trauma that may be unconscious, that you haven't realized is still there, or maybe you have some layers there that are still getting in the way of you being in that place of complete and total self-acceptance. And then the package itself has 22 MP3s. They're all about abundance, but we look at it in different ways. So we look at abundance, we look at money, we look at wealth, we look at prosperity, we look at affluence, we look at opulence. So those are different ways of relating, right? Relating to more, to relating to overflow. And sometimes we have stories connected to that. That's why we break it down this way, because if you feel abundant, but not wealthy, then you still have a limitation. If you feel wealthy, but not affluent, then there's still a limitation. So we want to break through the limitations or the perspective of each of these states of consciousness. So in the first package, we have abundance, overflow, and sufficiency, recognizing your relation with money and the money set points. This one is also good because it helps to give yourself a raise. So this is connected to your value. And you can figure out what your set point is based on the last 3 months or based on the last 3 years, or what you have at the end of the month in your bank account. That's the set point that you're in. So to break through that set point, we look at what created that. Maybe it's unworthiness, maybe it's undeservingness, maybe it's something that's not even yours. It's connected to your ancestral lineage, to your parents, to society. And then we break through that set point and you give yourself a raise. So that's actually really fun, that practice. And then we move into certainty and radical trust. So certainty and radical trust is also expectancy. When you move into the state of expectancy, it's saying, it's aligning with what's going to happen for you and letting it go. It's not an attachment, it's not control. It's saying yes to it and yes to receive it and to let it go. And that when we let it go, but we hold the intention and the frequency of it, it's coming, it's inevitable. So this is you creating or moving into the timeline of inevitability. So as you can see, we're looking at abundance and prosperity from different perspectives. We're looking from the emotion, the body, here also worthiness and deservingness. We're looking at it from forgiveness, from the mind and the heart. And then of course, we're looking at it from our relationship with money, from debt-free, worthiness, credit worthiness, savvy. So that's the value, from the value that we give ourselves. And then wealth builder. So that's our ability to create, wealth, our ability to hold on to wealth, our ability to manifest wealth. So we look at it, we look at the whole picture, and then we start making the path to that center, which is creation, to that center, which is light and overflow and sufficiency. And these are all very beautiful, powerful MP3s. There's so many here that it was just my pleasure to offer them in this package. Appreciation and gratitude. I love this appreciation and gratitude because, again, it comes back to honoring yourself for where you are in this moment in time, but also for who you are. So where we are is, whatever we're working through at the moment, but for who we are is we're more than that situation, right? We're more than what our current environment is showing us. We're a beautiful being of light. So we come back to that appreciation and gratitude of ourselves and honoring ourselves. So that creates a deeper connection with the light in creation within ourselves. And again, it becomes to come out and show and reveal itself even more. Your new wealth codes. So you'll be receiving some wealth codes. Today we did activation and in holding the light within you. And the wealth codes, we bring in we actually activate those codes that are already within you. Again, everything that you desire and everything that you want to become, you already are. But we have this idea that it takes time, or we're on this journey. But if we look at time really doesn't exist, right? It's everything happening in the moment. So there is no past, there is no future. Everything is in the now. So if we can go back to that place, then we can come back to what is already there, which is everything that we ever desired. everything that we already want, and then unlock it. And then living a life of empowerment. So this is where we start getting into the mastery, living a life of empowerment as the mighty creator. When we think about ourselves and we wake up and create our day from that place, and we're not entertaining fear. We're not entertaining doubt, insecurities. We're just in creative flow. We're just in knowing ourselves. We're just in that beautiful relationship with ourselves, raising the emotional IQ. Again, we're aging up. We're aging up our inner child and the emotional IQ, where we're going back to those parts of us that are stuck in time, and then we're helping them come to the present moment, our passion and our purpose. So that is really playing in the area of what truly inspires us, what brings us the greatest joy, and then surrendering to that, becoming uncompromised and unwavering. And what that also feels like, or what that looks like, is doing it because you love it so much, doing it anyway. You're not really focused on how much money can I make? Will people like it? Will people accept me? We're not focused on the outside. We're focused on what you truly love to do, what brings you the greatest joy, creates a congruency with your soul's mission, your passion, and your purpose. Vibrational resonance. This is what I was referring to when you step into that consciousness of what you desire. You create that resonance, the vibrational resonance that now creates the beautiful synchronicities around you, and they start manifesting opportunities, people, places, resources. That's beautiful flow. And again, as we go through the package A, there's so many different ways that we work through your multidimensional self to come back to that place of you and creation. Powerful mindset. Let's see. Enhancing your capacity and ability to receive. That's actually pretty important too. Enhancing your capacity to receive, because if you're not able to receive, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you're not receiving it. It's just, it's like having your faucet open, right? You can have it to a slightly drop, or you can just completely open it, or being under a waterfall. You can be under just a stream of water, or you can be under this beautiful waterfall of abundance and prosperity and joy and happiness. So in this MP3, we look at your ability to be able to open completely that flow and allow yourself to receive everything that is meant to do. So here we work at the emotional level and the mental level as well. Beautiful. Any questions connected to the first package?
Oh my gosh, I just want to say that this is a well-rounded, all-encompassing program that, again, you did mention it, but it hits every aspect, every energetic vibration that could keep us locked away from this vibrational frequency of abundance, all of the programs, and it really is going to make us magnetic. So no matter where we are on our path, there's always still ways that we can root out some more of these belief systems and these things, these money set points. Money set points could always be elevated more. And so I love that this meets people where they're at, but it's so encompassing of the full gamut. Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
And we want to remember that money is energy, right? Money, wealth is energy. So like $1,000 is the same as $100,000. It's just energy. That what we receive. Yes, exactly.
Zeros. Yes. Simple as that.
Exactly. How much we receive is based on how much we are allowing in, how much we feel we deserve. Yes. How much we allow ourselves to receive. So if we think about money as energy, we are vibration. So now all we're doing is matching that energy and vibration. Yes. of overflow and sufficiency. And so we create a different relationship with that energy and vibration. We create a loving relationship of openness, of support. We can think about money, wealth, prosperity as our best friend. It shows up all the time. It brings us joy and happiness. It wants to do things for us. It wants us to have fun, to enjoy our lives, right? It wants, or like a puppy. Like a puppy always wants to make you happy. They want to bring you gifts. They want to play with you. They want, they want you to feel happy and be happy. They want that connection. So if we think about money as something very loving, something very supportive, that starts to change the way we see how we're creating what we're creating and how we're embodying abundance and wealth and prosperity.
Yes, I love that. Really valuable, helpful tools there to see money as a puppy that wants us to be happy instead of these. And then that's going to expose belief systems in us that money is evil and I shouldn't charge for my work. God gets angry when I charge for money. Spirit gets angry, that sort of thing. Those are all just programs within us that are not real. And I want to share a phrase that I hope is helpful to everyone in our understanding that, what did she say? She said, money is the prana of earth. It's here on our planet. And until it goes away or it shifts, we still need it. So we might as well have a good relationship with it. It wants to support us. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
It's a resource. Absolutely.
All right, that again, that special offer, check the chat box or check the description box and follow along if you're not doing that already. What I love next is another option that includes these MP3s, right? It includes option 1, but there's going to be 4 live calls with you, 4 webinars where you can really put into action these practices and these wealth codes, but also interact with the audience and really fine tune it for each individual. Share with us these webinars. Thank you.
Yes. So the next package includes actually a couple replays that are so important to continuously stepping into your ascension and evolution of the new state of consciousness that you're stepping into. One of them is restructuring your DNA. So we are unlocking codes within your DNA. That's really what we're doing. We're healing old parts and restructuring so that you can now to elevate to the next level of you.
Yeah.
And that's a replay. So you'll have access to that. And then the next one is raising the vibration. I get this question a lot about how do I raise my vibration? Well, through this process, you're actually going to be able to do that. Through going through the MP3s, you're already doing that. But we also have a call where we go deeper into that and we clear a lot of the stuff that is at the lower levels or other dimensional levels, like hexes, curses, trauma, old wounds. So we look at clearing, or we clear through all the dimensional bodies so that you can hold that vibration, so that you can have more mastery of holding that vibration. Sometimes I hear, oh, I do an MP3 or I go into a call and I feel really good. And then afterwards, I have trouble holding it. Well, part of that is practice, going back into the space and practicing being in the space. And the other part is continuously to do the work, your journey work, which is the self-love, self-forgiveness, and clearing all the things that are there. So we want to clear as much as possible so that you can move into the place of sovereignty, so that you can choose for yourself. Again, become the creator and design your life. So those are the MP3s and then the replays. And then we go into the live calls. And these are going to be really fun. And this is what I was referring to, the perspective. So whatever perspective we have, it's a program. It's sort of a view of the world, it's a story, but also creates in our field. It becomes a signature in our field. So if we have a perspective of I'm not abundant, or I'm only abundant to a certain degree, then that's what's going to happen. So here in these calls, we're really going to play with abundant, like being embodying the abundant goddess. And again, this is not just for the women, it's also for the gentlemen, because we want to access that part of ourselves, who we already are. We're going to play in activating, connecting to allowing that part, really knowing that part of ourselves, the abundant goddess, the prosperous goddess. And we're going to do a series of activations. We're going to clear the DNA as well. We're going to do some ancestral clearing and connection to your divine guides and some of the ascended masters that come in and work at this level with you. So some of the goddesses, some of the galactic beings will be there. Some of the angels will show up to work with you on this journey. And the whole idea is for you to recognize where you are, have the tools, the awareness, and the mastery to be able to shift yourself to the next level, from where you are to abundant, where you are to prosperous, where you are to opulent, where you are to pure creation, pure divine intelligence. And you'll be able to ask questions. So if you have a specific thing that you're working with, we'll be able to have time to answer that or address that. So they're very powerful. They're very beautiful, full of activations, full of upgrades, connection. And every time you step into the space of possibility, you're unlocking more of yourself. So you'll be doing that through the journey and the MP3s, and then coming into the live calls. You're in your ascension and you're in your upgrades. So you're continuously up leveling to infinite possibility, because you are infinite possibility. There's no limitation. Again, you're pure potentiality. So your life, you're creating the path to your life looking very different, whatever you want it to look like. So that's an amazing journey, which I invite everyone to step into, to the magic.
Oh, thank you. We are excited for this program, because it feels like things will shift, absolutely shift, when we are in this resonance and this vibration. This is the good work, the inner work. And for those who, I know even myself on my journey, the abundance and the wealth consciousness was a big part of things that I had to shift in my life. And I say that you're covering every aspect of it. So that is what makes it so beautiful. And we have the support from the higher realms. They absolutely want to help us. The Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the angels. Yes, in our path, we can call on the angels to assist us. It does work. And here they are in this program, in these MP3s, in these containers, supporting us and offering us that assistance. It is so beautiful, very multidimensional. So get ready to watch your life shift. I was reading some of the testimonials on this offer page, and it's amazing. People got immediate results. They got tangible results from the shift that you helped them make. That's beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. My pleasure. And that's the whole idea, right? Because a lot of times we either spend a lot of time in the 5D, but we don't know how to bring that into the 3D and manifest in this reality. And that's what I was referring to earlier in the activation, when we dropped into the root chakra and then created that bridge and that foundation. We want to bring everything that we are into this moment in time and create it here, so that we can see the life unfold the way we want it to be. And that is having those tangible results. So now we're seeing the magic of that beautiful consciousness and divine intelligence that we are into money, into our body healing, into relationships, becoming better relationships. We are seeing the actual bridge manifesting itself as real experiences in our life.
Yes. And that's the embodiment that we felt from that multidimensional aspect of ourselves, this essence that we are. So again, I invite those watching and listening to listen again to this activation, to really feel it, because I know it will shift your life. It will change things, and it will empower you just to show up as this beautiful being of light that you are. And it's really encouraging that these tools are so readily available for all of us. And it's an investment in our life that will absolutely change our life as well. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate our time today and the beautiful offerings that you gave, this connection. We felt the angels and the guides around you in our space today. And literally, I'm shifted from it. I am in such a happy place from this. And I truly hope that everyone is in a happy place from this. Can you feel that vibe? It's very, this abundance, this essence that we bring forward is what we knew in Lemuria. Absolutely. And these are the ways that we get there. It's this remembrance of this love essence and the tools of forgiveness, self-acceptance, balancing the masculine and the feminine, coming into the heart, not letting the head take over all the time in all these ways, just to be really present. Let the love flow. And I like to say that passion flow, one of your MP3s goes into passion and purpose. Passion flow is the new cash flow. It is related. Yes, it's absolutely related. Maria, thank you for this beautiful space today. I'm going to have you back again, and maybe we could do readings for people.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, things like that, and actually promote your work even more. So we'll bring you back very soon here and
Thank
share
you.
your guidance with our audience.
My pleasure. Thank you, Lauren.
I just want to say thank you for your essence and your beauty and for your journey. It's not easy. It sounds like, those trials and tribulations along the way, we're activators, as they are in all of our lives. And you took the opportunity to make it into something so beautiful. And so thank you for that. As we say goodbye, do you have any closing thoughts for us?
I think the main thing is really to remember to love yourself for who you are. Love yourself as you are, and know that you are meant to be here and that you're valuable, that you're a gift to the world, and honoring yourself for that, because that is your true essence. And it's my pleasure to be here and to be of service. It was such fun and joy to share with you. Thank you.
It was such fun and joy as well. And thank you for helping us connect into this essence that we are. Thank you, Maria Martinez, a beautiful being of light and a beautiful teacher and guide for all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, beautiful listeners. You too are a new earth leader, whether you know it or not. And your light and love matters so much on this planet. We truly hope that you found this inspirational today and that you are powered up, that you are connected with this essence, that you are. You have more light to share with our planet. And we're so grateful for you that we give you a big hug and a heart squeeze. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you again on Quantum Conversations. Namaste.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Galey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.